Hey everyone, this is Mugaz Ahmed, and today we are exploring one of Turkey's biggest hidden gems, the ancient city of Aizanoi. Trust me, by the end of this video, this place is going straight onto your travel bucket list. Let's begin our adventure. So we took a little break from our road trip and we had a chance to catch a glimpse of something amazing. Let me show it to you. So they have paved a way down here for the travelers, and just look at this. As I stated earlier, Turkey is blessed with scenic beauty, and the view is just mesmerizing. Looks straight out of an Narnia movie. Hope you enjoyed that view, but let's get back on the road. We still have a lot to cover, almost 25 kilometers ahead. They say some roads don't lead to places, they lead to people. So, as I was following the road, it introduced me to him. This is Ali. Nasılsınız abi?
İyiyim sağ ol, sen nasılsın?
İyiyim. Ne yapıyorsunuz burada?
Ben avcı ve çobanım.
He says that he's a hunter and shepherd by profession, and he's trying to catch up with his herd of sheep, which is almost half a mile away from him. Hindistan'dan geliyorum. Lütfen sadece Merhaba Hindistan der misiniz ya?
Merhaba Hindistan.
He's saying Merhaba Hindistan, which means hello India in Turkish. Abi çok teşekkür ederim. Bunu söylediğiniz için teşekkür ederim yani. Lütfen bana kendinizin biraz daha bahseder misiniz ya? Ben çok memnun oldum abi.
Çay için çok sağ ol.
He's thanking us for the tea and he says it's time to go. He's trying to catch up with his sheep and we will try and follow him and see where he takes us. He's already waving by. There are men the world never notices because they never ask to be seen. Ali is one of them. 55 years old, shaped not by time but by terrain. He walks with lives that depend on his silence, his patience, his judgment. Now, to some, he is just a shepherd, a guardian of moment and memory. And when the land demands balance instead of mercy, he becomes a hunter. He does not do it for glory or he does not do it for hunger, but because survival has rules. And Ali has never broken them. And this is his story. He lives alone in the woods with no digital shadow following his steps. His children are far away, living lives shaped by the roads he never took. Distance keeps them apart, but it has never erased them from him. Some lives do exist beyond the world we have built. Now, the moment of truth, the ancient city of Aizanoi. Aizanoi sits quietly in the small Turkish town of Kavadashir in Kütahya province. Today it looks peaceful, but thousands of years ago, this was a buzzing city filled with merchants, priests, athletes, nobles, and everyday families. When the archaeologists found this Aizanoi city, most of it was buried under the soil and vegetation. It took years of excavation to bring it back to life. And as you can see, here are the details and everything the government is doing to preserve this and bring it back to life through continuous restoration. Standing here makes you realize how small we are compared to time. People lived here, celebrated here, worshipped here, and dreamed here. And thousands of years later, we are walking through their world.
Now, when you first step in, it honestly feels like that you have stepped into a set of a movie. Let me show it to you. The sun rays are just adding extra charm. Aizanoi's story starts all the way back in Bronze Age, around 3000 BC. Then it finally became the part of Greek kingdoms like Bithynia and Pergamon before finally joining the Roman Empire in 133 BC.
Now, the Temple of Zeus. Look at the scale and look at the symmetry. 8 towering columns in the front and 15 on each side. It was built in 2nd century AD and it is still standing strong. Now, this is one of the best preserved temples of Zeus in the entire world.
In this marketplace, archaeologists found inscriptions of price edict from Emperor Dictalian to control the rising prices in the economy. So yes, in fact, inflation did exist 2000 years ago.
These stones are not ruins, they are voices. Long before books and screens, the people of Aizanoi chose stone so their words could outlive them. Here, laws were carved, agreements were made permanent, and justice was written where everyone could see. And as long as these inscriptions stand, Aizanoi still speaks. The temple once had a huge courtyard around it, where major festivals and sacred gatherings took place. Now imagine thousands of people dressed in ancient robes, celebrating the gods right where I'm standing. This is Medusa. In ancient times, she was not placed here to scare people, but to protect them. Now, people believed her image could keep evil away and guard important places. And here in Aizanoi, Medusa has watched the city change for centuries. The city fell, but the story still remained.
Now, what makes this temple really unique? It's what's underneath. A hidden chamber. Let's have a look inside this chamber. It is really deep down here, deep and dark down here. So I think we'll have to be careful. This is the entrance to the underground chamber, and you can see the stairs are really steep. So I'll have to be very careful. I'm not even sure what I'm gonna be looking at. And I don't think there are. Okay, I can see few lights, highlights maybe on the inscriptions, but let's see.
Beneath the ruins of Aizanoi, below temples, columns, and open sky, there is another world, quite a one. This underground chamber is not immediately visible. It was never meant to impress, it was meant to endure. Now, built with stone and precision, this hidden space was carefully designed. It is cool, dark, and protected from the chaos above. And now, while life in Aizanoi moved through markets and streets, this chamber served a different purpose. Historians believe this underground structure was used for storage, ritual activity, or controlled gatherings away from public view. And in ancient cities like Aizanoi, underground chambers were often places of secrecy. The temperature here remains steady, shielded from harsh summers and freezing winters. And this tells us something important. The people of Aizanoi understood architecture deeply. They didn't build only for beauty, they built for function, longevity, and control. Something I think the modern world is forgetting slowly. And now some scholars suggest this space may have supported religious practices, official records, materials considered too valuable to leave exposed. And others believed it was connected to a temple complex above, or maybe a hidden extension of sacred life. Now, what makes this chamber powerful is not what we know, but what we don't. No decorations, no inscriptions explain its purpose clearly, and the stones remains quiet. Standing here, you realize how much of ancient life happened away from the public eye. Empires were not built only in sunlight, decisions were not always made in open forums. Some moments required darkness, privacy, and distance from the crowd. And today, this underground chamber survives as a reminder that history is layered. What we see above ground is only part of the history. And beneath Aizanoi, the city still breathes through stones, corridors, through shadows, through silence. And as long as chamber stands, Aizanoi keep its secrets. Ancient symbols were not decoration, they were language. Before words were written, before history was recorded, symbols carried meaning across generations. Each line, curve, and shape was chosen with intention. To the ancients, a symbol could represent protection, power, faith, or balance between life and nature. They believed symbols could speak to the unseen, to gods, to spirits, and forces beyond human control. Some symbols marked sacred spaces, others warned, guided, or just remembered the dead. Many were meant to be understood without explanation, because meaning was shared, not taught. And over time, empires fell, languages disappeared, but the symbols still remained.
And now we are going for one of the rarest architectural combos in the whole world, which is a theater and a stadium combined. So this is the entrance for the theater. So in Turkey, they call it tiyatro, which also means theater, obviously. So this is the entrance. And I think you can see the ruins ahead. Before you walk through this entrance and before you take another step, understand this. You're not about to enter ruins, you're about to enter a place that once controlled crowds, emotions, and power. Right here where I'm standing, Roman citizens once gathered shoulder to shoulder, their hearts racing, their voices already rising. Some came for stories and poetry, others came for competition, strength, and survival. And none of them knew which sound would be louder today, applause or scream. And this is Aizanoi's wonder. A city so bold, so confident in its engineering that it created something the ancient world never dared to repeat. Behind this entrance lies two worlds trapped inside one structure. A theater where actors made people cry, laugh, and reflect, and a stadium where athletes pushed their bodies to the edge of collapse, separated by purpose but united by stone. Now, more than 20,000 people pass through that entrance like this with no tickets in hand, no announcements, only expectation. Imagine the noise here. In one direction, emotions were performed, and in the other, strength was proven. Now, 2000 years later, the crowd is gone and the noise is silent, but this structure still stands. Beside this stadium and theater, there was also a marketplace named Agora. So, ancient Romans also sold pottery, jewelry, spices, everything a really city needed to survive. So, this was a city within walls itself. And that is Aizanoi for you, the hidden ancient city in Turkey very few people know about. I think it's worth adding it to your travel bucket list. And with that, we come to the end of today's journey. If you enjoyed this vlog, make sure to like, subscribe, and join me for the next adventure. See you guys in the next video.